Yesterday, I did a video. I mentioned NASA. I said them astronauts. It's the reason why they go into space, and it's because they are all tired about this spiritual warfare. And you got to think about it. Yesterday was a full moon, a wolf moon, right? Today, February the 2nd. And it's the reason why that they've been throwing a lot of negative energy throughout this world. And especially using celebrities like E. King, her baby daddy. I told you pay attention to the shirt symbol, how she had her shirt positioned with the tattoo. It's a spiritual meaning, just as well as Cosmic clothing line. He had a spiritual meaning. It's the reason why these monks is walking. It's not for peace. It's a reason why that plane crashed in Bangkok, Maine. Especially with that woman. She represents Christianity. You know, that's Satan's religion, and he need to keep y'all stuck in these illusions. I want y'all to listen to this video. Everything is tied together. NASA, these astronauts, these are not no ordinary astronaut, and they chosen for a reason. This is how it started, how this world was able to keep you stuck under the illusion, under this curse that they brainwash you to put on yourself to keep you trapped and bound in hell. Why did they name the program Apollo? Because
Apollo is a beautiful figure in Greek poetry, writes Edith Hamilton, the master musician who delights Olympus as he plays on his golden lyre. The lord, too, of the silver bow, the archer god, far shooting. The healer as well, who first taught men the healing art. The high priestess at Delphi was called Pythia, by the way, stemming from the sacred serpent Python. This is a recurring feature in Greek mythology. The new order conquers the old, but pays tribute to the earlier power it supplants. The serpent was a highly potent symbol throughout the ancient Greek world and connects to Apollo in his role as a healer. As Apollo's son Asclepius, god of medicine, is seen with a serpent entwined around his staff.
you know Apollo have ties with Cleopatra, and you know Cleopatra, she did the forbidden ritual to harvest Isis' power. You know that serpent snake that's tied to Egypt, to Isis.
A trance before she spoke. The trance was supposed to be caused by a vapor rising from a deep cleft in the rock over which her seat was placed, a three-legged stool called the tripod. She goes on to write, Apollo at Delphi was a purely beneficent power, a direct link between gods and men, guiding men to know the divine will. Show him as a less otherworldly figure and as a much more human one. Apollo is known to have had female as well as male lovers, but he...
You know, I told you it wasn't a woman who spread sins, it was man. Same sex, lust, disease, deception, and so on. Because it represents him, the Greek guy. He was a true wolf in sheep clothing. He also hold knowledge as well. I mean, why you think sororities represents Greek gods in colleges? They were sacrificed because this was the birthing of as above, so below. It was never intended for them to go into space. How else would a spiritual ritual work? As above, so below. They had to be tied to ground for the sacrifice. He was second to be sacrificed to be the bridge for as above, so below. You know, Russia, Soviet Union, was an atheist country. Check out that man's name. See, he the one who changed the Soviet Union to a different belief, which is still witchcraft. They all serve Satan. After the Russian guy was sacrificed to make the spiritual bridge, they went up. But they got lost. But it was just because so they can do that spiritual witchcraft to curse the world, to keep you stuck in these illusions. Not surprised they got lost in space around this time and did a broadcast. Again, Christmas is Satan's holiday.
And for all the people back on Earth, the crew of Apollo 8 has a message that we would like to send to you.
Let me shine some light. Christmas is a pagan holiday. It's Saturnalia. That was Christmas Eve. That Bible, I told you, is witchcraft. That shit been keeping y'all cursed underneath these illusions. Why you think that woman died in that crash in Bangkok? I told you she was sacrificed. They trying to keep y'all stuck in these illusions. That's why them astronauts going up in the air. Again, them astronauts that's going up in the air in a few days, I mean, it's all tied to everything. Even with this full moon that's going on. Them monsters is not no monster be cheering on, baby. They all serve Satan. The Holy Bible, Genesis, I told you, it's all witchcraft. King James is a warlock. He written a demonology book before he did the Holy Bible, baby. That's how they've been keeping you all trapped in these illusions and manifesting demons into your vessel instead of freeing them. They cannot cleanse your soul.
King James I, not just the man behind the King James Bible, but also the author of one of the most infamous books on witchcraft and the occult, Demonology, a book that claims to reveal the true, terrifying practices of the kingdom of evil. In 1597, James laid out his beliefs that demon worshippers could command the very elements, earth, wind, water, and fire, to do their bidding. Each element, he claimed, was tied to specific diabolical practices. Earth for potions and poisons, water for dark rites, air for summoning spirits, and fire for invoking hell itself. But that's not all. James believed that slaves of demons could manipulate these elements to summon their masters, raise storms, and even kill from afar. Most people have never been taught about King James' demonology. Why do you think is that?
During that time, the project was named that. Do you see the spiritual symbol?
These elements are Mercury. Mercury symbolizes the mind and a state transcending mortality. Known historically as Quicksilver, it was thought to oscillate between liquid and solid, symbolizing the transition between life and death.
I'm only paying attention to the symbol that looked like the 7, not the one that looked like an umbrella on top of it, just the 7.
Amenta. The Amenta symbol was originally used to represent the horizon where the sun sets. Over time, it became a symbol of the west bank of the Nile River. The west bank of the Nile River was also the place where the Egyptians buried their dead. Therefore, the symbolism of Amenta began to represent the underworld, the realm of the dead. Ka soul symbol. The word Ka in ancient Egypt means soul and symbolizes the first breath breathed into babies by the goddess Heket.
After they came back from being lost, they went up and they died because they were sacrificed to complete the spiritual ritual, as above, so below, to keep you all trapped and bound in these illusions. This is where man fucked up at. The Masons. Who you think run this world? Masons. Who you think your president is? Masons. Who you think is up in NASA? Masons. They fucked up when they built and created a spiritual portal that's attached to darkness so they can be able to roam earth. See, they thought they can be able to command and control these demons, but I told you these demons are a trickster spirit, baby. See, the moon, it looks so pretty at night on earth because it lights up our sky, but the moon is really tied to darkness and the sun's supposed to represent the light. There's a reason why that flag there, because he represents the Israelites, the Hebrew. You know, that's the story of David. That's also known as the King Sullivan seal, where he used to command and control demons, spirits,